I always got really excited when that new box of records came every month to like sample and go through it. And I've just always loved the music. My first love was trance music, and I had never listened to it. And I put that on and I was like, what is this? High energy and exotic, seeing kind of what the vibe is and see if I kind of fit in. I think it's important for every DJ to have their own style. I'm going to get a little bit intimidated by that. I keep it kind of simple. I don't think about it too much because I don't know what I'm going to feel at the time that I'm playing. You always know. You look at the songs, you're like, no, 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 this one. I mean, I'm open to any music as long as it's good, right? Songs that way out of what I play, but I loved them.
Hello, here we are with Eddie Barretta. If you want to start by introducing yourself for the people that don't know you.
Yeah, so my real name is Benjamin Subricasso, and my DJ name is Eddie Barretta. I've lived in Jacksonville for about 22 years now, and I grew up DJing, but then took a break. I had a kid when I was 25, and then so I just took a break from the whole scene. And then about 2 years ago, I upgraded the equipment and got back into it, and then I've been playing around town at different venues and really just enjoying it and playing lots of different music, so just having a good time.
Okay. So, do you remember the moment that you said, "Hey, I want to be a DJ"?
Yeah, I was in my 20s. I went to college out west and really got into the dance EDM scene and started going out to clubs with my friends and really loved the music and started following the DJs, started going to the different festivals and everything like that. And then some of my friends had DJ equipment, so I started playing around. That was when it was vinyl, and I started playing around with the vinyl, and I really just got into it. And then I got my own equipment and went from college, moved back to Atlanta, and then started doing some gigs in Atlanta and started doing some house parties and just really got into it and joined a record club and really I always got really excited when that new box of records came every month to like sample and go through it and just go through the music. And I've just always loved the music and just mainly house music, but I love all variations. And you know, I have a Latino background like I was telling you, so I like the Latin house music like mixed in with it. I like that variation of it. So yeah, and I love to dance. So just all together, it just kind of
Yeah.
fits. So
Okay, so well, you already told me, but I was going to ask you, like, what kind of music did you grew up with?
so really, my first love was trance music. I liked house because I liked going to clubs and dancing. But as soon as I heard trance for the first time, I think it was I went on a study abroad trip when I was in college, and I had one of those Sony Wittits, the compact disc players with the headphones.
Like the Walkman?
And yeah, like the
Yep.
Walkman, but it played the compact discs. And one of my buddies handed me a Paul Van Dyke CD, and I had never listened to it. And I put that on, and I was like, "What is this?" I was like, it was like another world for me, and it was like a whole new type of music. So I really like the trance. I still like it too. It's just, I think it's just harder to play around town. People like the house music more because it keeps the energy a little bit more up. But I still really like the trance, and I'll still play it sometimes. But yeah, that's what I really got into. But altogether, all of it, right? Just good to me. Good music is good music, regardless of the genre. So I just, yeah. So it's just always stayed with me. And even when I wasn't DJing, I was always collecting and finding new artists and listening to music. So I've always enjoyed it.
Okay. So I assume that this is your first time here at 444.
Yes, actually,
Okay.
that was my first time. Yeah.
So when you are at a new venue, like when you play in a new place, what is the impression that you want the people to have of you or your set?
I think overall just the energy, right? I like to bring a lot of energy and also the depth of the music and the range, right? So like I can play everywhere from I'll play long sets, so I'll have to start at like 115 beats per minute and keep it slow and kind of introduce it and keep it more lounge. But then at the end, I can get as high as like 140 beats per minute, so I can scale it up. So I think that just the depth of the music, the variety, right, and just the overall just the energy, right, that I bring.
Okay. And if you will describe your sound in like 3 words or something like that, what would them be?
It would be like high energy and exotic, right? It's a lot of variety. So I think I think energy, exotic, and variety, I think would be the three words. Yeah.
Okay. So can you explain me more about your DJ background, like your whole career as a DJ?
Yeah, like I said, so I started in college, right? And it was mainly doing house parties with the vinyl. And then when I moved back to Atlanta, I had a couple of gigs just kind of local, and then still did a lot of different house parties. And that was all on the vinyl. And then 2 years ago, like I said, I picked it back up. And then I've just been playing around town. So I play at SIP, the rooftop at Decca. So I'm actually playing there tomorrow night, which I'm really excited about because Max Styler is going to be there, so it should be a great night. And then I play like Surfer Bar. I was resident at the Living Room Lounge in Atlantic Beach, which is on top of Coop 303. So I was playing there for about a full year. Still play there sometimes. And then different lounges. Do a lounge. I've played at Cataluna Lounge one time. So yeah, and always looking to get into different venues. I really enjoy that, right? Getting into different venues, seeing kind of what the vibe is, and see if I kind of fit in with that. So I just love playing overall. So the venue's not too particular about it, but I love playing around town.
And how did you feel about playing here at 444?
So loved it. So I didn't know what to expect coming in, and I love the visuals, I love the lighting, and I love the sound system, and I love the board. So I have the XDJ XZ. So that's the AZ that I was using up there, and it was really smooth. So that's going to make me want to upgrade, of course, but just a little bit costly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm glad you like it playing here. Okay, so about when you started, like, is there something that you wished that someone told you in that moment, like an advice or warn you about something?
I think the only advice, I think it's important to learn your own style. I think it's important for every DJ to have their own style, everything from song selection to how they mix, right? Everyone's got a different style, and there's no right or wrong style. It's just whatever works for you. And I think that's the unique style is what a DJ brings to the table. I think the only advice would have been to get into the production side of it earlier, right? Because if you see the really big time DJs, they all produce music. So I think that advice would have been good, just to know that, hey, not only do you have to DJ and collect, but you got to work on producing. You got to put a certain level of effort into that. So, and it's still on my list of things to do, but I just get so busy that the thought of sitting down and having to, focus on a project like that. But I still have plans to do it. So
You never have something produced or tried?
no, not yet. And I work in tech, so I'm actually really good in computers and software. So I know that it's something. That's why I have it on my radar, because I know it's something that I can do. I just have to take
Have
the
the
time.
time, yeah.
And then when I do get free time, because I have, I work a day job and then I DJ at night on the side. So when I do have the free time, I usually want to just like relax and
Right.
go have fun and everything like that. So it's carving out that time to be able to do that. But that's one of my goals for 2026 actually, is to produce a song or two.
So those songs, how do you imagine them? Like what style, what rhythm? Like how do you think they will come out?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like the unknown, right? So I have no clue. So I just have to, I don't know. I think just start with the bass line, right? And then start adding some overlays and then seeing how it sounds. Definitely vocals. I'm definitely into vocals, right?
But what style would you like them to be? What genre?
It'll be house or trance.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the genres, the subgenres I've really enjoyed lately is the melodic house.
Okay.
Like something about it, just the way it builds up, and but I've really enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed that. So something in that area. Melodic house to me is a little bit of kind of like a trance house mix. So maybe something like that. But yeah, definitely want vocals. It doesn't have to have a lot of vocals, but I prefer songs with at least some level of vocal into it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I find them like more enjoying. Like I like singing, like
100%. And not only that, I think that if somebody is new to EDM, and let's say they go to a club with a friend, vocals are going to help bring them in to enjoy the music much more than if it's just all beats, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to get a little bit intimidated by that. So I think it helps
Right.
kind of bring everybody in.
Like with my friends, when we go out, we go to Latin clubs, you know. But
Yeah,
then there are some EDM clubs, and then maybe I go in sometime. You know, in my town, it's like you go out in and out every time.
right.
So I go in, and they're like, "Yeah, but it's boring. It's just like
The same.
instruments.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there is no. I want to sing. I want to dance to something.
Yeah.
You know." And
Yeah, and
yeah,
I
I
think
get
it's
it.
important too, like every once in a while in a set, is to play something that everybody knows, even if it's a remix, right? But just take like a pop song that was
Yeah.
remixed into a house version, because once they hear that, that helps bring them in too, right?
That's true,
They
yeah.
can identify with it, and then once they hear that, if they like that, they're more prone to like every, like subsequent song that you play.
And almost everyone knows some EDM song, maybe
Right.
a David Guetta song, but
Right.
they know.
Right.
Like I don't know that much about EDM, and I know some songs
Right.
or
Exactly.
remixes. Or,
Yeah. Always have to mix in some crowd pleasers to get everybody engaged.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what goes through your mind when you are on the stage playing?
You know, not much. The thing is, when I DJ, to me, it's like I go out. It's just I'm playing the music. So, because I love to dance, so I'll get behind the decks and I love to dance. And so to me, it's just that I'm just trying to create a vibe that I like. And then if I create a vibe that I like, I get into it. And then I share that with everybody else there, right? And I
Yeah.
think if they see me having fun, it kind of helps like radiate the fun and the energy.
Right, that's true.
So, but that's it. I keep it kind of simple. I don't think about it too much. I just try to get into the music, and once I get kind of locked in and I get into the music, I start feeling it, and I just keep going from there.
So you just feel it and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's it. That's
That's
really it.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't think about it too much. And then of course there's the preparation, right? Like the administrative stuff of like preparing the playlist the time before. So that's where it's a little bit grinding, right? Because you got to take the time, and then you want to, if you're playing like 3 weeks in a row, you want to kind of create a different playlist. You don't want to play the same songs from the previous week. So that's the challenge of it. But once you have that playlist locked in, then it's just, once you arrive, then it's just like, let's go. And I always, every time I do my playlists, I always add extras, right? So if I play like 100 songs in a night, I'll do a playlist of like 400 songs.
Okay.
So that when I play, because I don't know what I'm going to feel at the time that I'm playing, so I'll have variety, right, within that. So then when I scroll, I'm like, oh, this one feels right,
Okay.
right? This one feels right. So then I go on the instincts. But I pick those 400 songs that I like, that I feel will be good. But at the time of playing, I don't know what's going to work and what's not. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's more about the vibe and the
Yeah,
like your vibe or the crowd's vibe or
Both.
Okay.
both. It just kind of fits, right? It's like like you don't know exactly how you're going to feel at the time. And it is a mix of the crowd too, right? And so it's just whatever feels right at the time. And you
Okay.
always know, you look at the songs, you're like, no, this one, right?
So the day that you are going to play in a show or open decks or whatever, what is your preparation like the whole day? Like, do you relax? Do you listen to music? Do you make playlists? What?
Yeah, so I make playlists. I try to make it the day before, so that the day I try to stay as relaxed as possible the day of, right? Because you want to go in not stressed out with anything like that. So I want to stay as relaxed as possible the day of. But sometimes just time doesn't allow that. So usually I end up making the playlist the day of, which isn't a bad thing because it lets me. It's good too because it's almost like, what am I feeling that day for the songs,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So I'm making the playlist and I'm listening to the songs as I make the playlist. But that's usually it. It's just putting together the playlist, and then there's always that feeling of relief. Like once you finish, then you get like excited, and then you just kind of unwind and just kind of pack everything up, and then prepare for the show.
Okay. And do you have any habit or something that you do repeatedly because it gives you luck?
Oh, like a superstition. I used to more when I was younger, I think, with that. Well, that was more with sports, right? Like I would wear
Yeah.
the same T-shirt like before games because it was good luck, like under my jersey and stuff like that. But no, not so much with DJing. No,
No?
just
Okay.
I just go into it. And like I said, I just try to stay as relaxed as possible going into the night, and as relaxed and as like upbeat and positive, right? So you don't want to be stressed out. You don't want to be angry,
Right.
like everything like that.
Okay, so imagine that a transition didn't go as you wanted. So how do you react?
So yeah, with the transition, so most of the time nobody notices unless they're another DJ, right? They're not gonna notice. So yeah, I mean, I never nail every transition in a night, right? So, um, and if it's in the middle of one and it's going really bad, then I usually just like just flip the volume faders up and down and just try to cut out of it, right? And just try to cut the loss on that. Um, but but yeah, I mean that's it. Sometimes it happens and you just go. But
Yeah.
but what you realize is that you look at the crowd, and no one's like staring at you, like really, right? There's still, as long as the next song is a good one, then everyone's pretty good about it. So, like I said, most of the time, most of the people don't even notice that the
Right.
transition's bad.
Okay, so are you one of those DJs that prefer to play it safe or take risks?
Oh, I definitely take risks.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always adding new songs, and always, I mean, I know the limits according to the place I'm playing, right? I'm not going to get too crazy, but if I can open it up, I'll open it up. Especially if I find a song that I really like, that I can open it up. So I'll test it, and I'll test it too. Like I said, the sets I do are usually pretty long, so I'll test a song out, and if it doesn't go well, then it's just one song, and I can kind of get a vibe that it was like, okay, they didn't react that well to that, right? So then I don't have to go to it. But no, I mean, I'll open it up, and I mean, I've been playing, and I've gone as high as like 150 BPM sometimes. So I'll go ahead and crank it. It just depends. It's usually later in the night, of course. But no, yeah, I'll test it out.
And when you are listening to a DJ, do you prefer when they take risks as well? Like,
Oh yeah,
can you identify that? Too?
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely anything. I mean, I'm open to any music as long as it's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as long as what they play is, even if they found it and it's kind of underground, off the wall, then yeah. But yeah, I would love to hear it. Yeah.
So, how do you feel about EDM community here in Jacksonville?
So yeah, I mean, I've been here for 21 years, and it's definitely picked up quite a bit. I know the scene had been going, but it was a little bit more underground before. But now it's definitely picked up more main stage, and I think a lot of people, I think house music in general has become so much more popular that more people are listening to it and kind of adopting to it. And then of course the opening of Decca, I think, was a major thing for Jacksonville, a huge plus for Jacksonville, right? Just with all the headliners that they're bringing in, and that place just fills up, and people go to the shows, and they're really like appreciating the music more. So I think that was a really strong catalyst for Jacksonville really taking off in the music scene, and you're seeing it ever since it opened. I think it's kind of blown up exponentially, and I think it's going to continue to do so. And I think a lot more kids and even young adults are interested in getting into DJing now. So, yeah, I think in the next 10 years, you're going to see a lot more clubs, a lot more lounges, a lot more nightlife, just, whatever, even restaurants, just, having deep house music playing. So I think it's really picking. I mean, you're seeing it right now. So I think it's just going to continue to grow as the city grows.
Okay. So, how did you find the community or the vibe here at 444?
I just walk in, I grabbed a beer, and Eddie, there's a bartender, so I started making conversation with him. He was very friendly. And then I talked to a couple of the DJs, so real friendly. I loved listening to the music, right? Actually, one of the guys playing, Connection, the guy before me, I Shazam like 3 of his songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Songs that way out of what I play, but I loved them. So that was a perfect example, right? What we were talking about earlier. So I got 3 new songs, but I loved them. And a little more intense than what I normally play, but I loved them, and I'm going to try to work them in. I'm even going to try to work them in tomorrow night when I play. So.
Okay. So, are you coming back here?
Yeah. Now that I know about it, and like, so it wasn't that I was like avoiding it. I just the opportunity, right? I didn't have like a reason. I didn't have like the timing. The timing that just didn't work out. So
Right.
yeah, I'd love to come back for a show now that I know where it is. So
Well,
definitely.
you can come back to Open Decks to play anytime. And
Yeah.
we also have shows that you will enjoy.
Yeah. No, definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. So, yeah, I wish that you come back, and yeah.
Yeah. Would love to. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so well, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you for your time,
Yeah.
and I hope to see you back here.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
do have a crazy RBF, so I know people probably don't come up to me and talk to me like that, but I don't care about getting paid. I'm just doing it for my friends and family. I love Rihanna songs, I'm not gonna lie. Oof, you know what? I've never been asked that. It's not too hard to get the body moving because it's caveman technique, it's caveman science. I kind of picked the songs already and I already have them playing in my head before it goes on. Don't really care too much about the money. It's probably more just giving back to the community. People like it, people don't like it. I got 4 or 5 singles in the works right now, but I would love to see it more and more in Jax. We all come over to each other's house, we teach each other how to DJ. So just get rid of ego and start being more open to new ideas.